Alrighty, and we are back on some Alchemy Factory. This is episode 3, and where we last left off, we were getting everything all set up. I did decide to start doing a little bit of stuff off camera since, I finished Resident Evil 9, had a lot of stuff going on in my life, so yeah, pretty much what I did here was I've been harvesting a bunch of flax, turning it into flax fiber. Two of these are making linen rope to sell over there, and, well, 2 sets, so about 4 of them. And 2 of them are going down into 1 to make bandages, which requires just healing potions and linen. And right now it's a slow process just to do everything right there, but yeah. So we have to make transformation potions. And to make transformation potions, we have to do 2 coke powder and gloom spores, which we do have. Gloom spores are these things right here. So what we are going to do right now is we're going to split this off. This is kind of like a terrible way to do this, but it should be fine. What I do plan on doing is, trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. I think we're just going to make a brand new area for it, which is completely fine. I think we're going to do it kind of like right here. So the first things that we are going to need right here, we're going to need a couple table saws, probably like 3. And then we are going to need a priority splitter. You need probably like 3 of them as well. Let me just get those back. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Get rid of that one. Put that about like right here. Kind of like a weird way to do this. And that is why I don't have this one in the right spot. There we go. And then from here, I'm going to need 1, 2, 3. We do need a little bit more small gears. So we're just going to grab 200 of them. We're going to probably need more than that anyways. We're going to go into here. Well, first off, we're going to need about 9 of those weird looking logs. I'm going to grab all of the cash that I have saved up right now. These are 2,000 each. I'm only able to get 8. I just need 1 more silver coin, which means we are just going to have to wait a little tiny bit, because right now we're only at 1,500, because each silver coin is 1,000. But yeah, I can pretty much just show you what we are doing. So they're going to make gloom fungus, and, this should be where the wood goes, but it's not for some reason, which is very weird. I did do the splitter, right? Yeah. Oh, I used the wrong things here. What we want is filter splitters. So we're going to be doing logs. At least I think. I don't know. We're going to want to be getting out fungus off of one of them. And which one is that going to be for? Is it always going to be left? Yes, it's always going to be left. Cool. Which is all good. Didn't really matter anyway, since we're going to be doing this. And here we're going to put the logs back. Well, to be fair, we don't really need to do that. We're just going to put the fungus in there. And, yeah, we should have enough funds now to be able to go over here. Take all that. And yes, we do. Just grab 1 more. Make our way all the way back over here. And put down to there. So now that we have the large storage boxes, if I remember correctly, to make the gloom spores, it is going to require yeast powder, which means we are going to need soap powder and fruit wine. And to get soap powder, we're going to need soap. And to get soap, we're going to need plant ash and linseed oil. And to get linseed oil, it's just flax inside the extractor. So that's why we have all of this. And this is why we also have a lot of flax seeds and flax, which is good. We're going to take all the flax out of this. We're going to start over here. Do about 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 50, 100 into that one. 50 into that. 50 into that. That should be fine for now. So again, what we have to do is get some extractors, which means we are going to need glass, and to get glass we are going to need sand, and to get sand we are going to need to do a bunch of stuff, like a kiln, which we do not have right now, which is so much fun, but we do have plant ash, which is good. But again, we are going to need glass to make some of these. Alrighty, so I will be back once I do have enough plant ash that will allow me to do what I need to do. Alrighty, and now that we have all that set up, what I had to do was add a stone crusher here for some coal, and the coal will go into the stone furnace. We had a stone crusher here for limestone, or yeah, limestone, to go into these crushers, to go into here, to make sand, to go into glass, to make glass, because the flasks, the extractors, and the blenders needed glass. So what we have here is we have some flax going into the extractors to make linseed oil. Linseed oil is going into the blender with soap, and the soap is made with plant ash. The plant ash is coming from sage, going into crucibles that are heated by coal again, which is going to make plant ash, obviously. Let me just do this real quick. Let me just change this up real quick. There we go. And the plant ash is being turned into soap. The soap is being broken down in the grinder into soap powder, where all this comes in right here. So what we're having is nurseries with red currant seeds. Red currant seeds is turning into red currant. The red currant's going into extractor to make fruit wine. The fruit wine and the soap powder is going into here to make yeast powder. And the yeast powder goes into the assembler with some of the mushrooms that we get from breaking down those logs right there. And then we also need more coke powder, which coke powder is just coal to power a stone furnace, and more coal to go through a crucible to make coke powder. The coke powder and the gloom spores go into here and make the transformation powders. So yeah, pretty much we have the main quest done, which is all good and all ready to set to go. I think right now what it is the best time to do is just chill, make some fun so that we can get some more rotten logs. Because the rotten logs is pretty much what we are waiting on anyways with everything. Because we do need that, and we also do need more of the stuff right here. Once more of these gloom fungus go into here, they go into here, they make advanced fertilizer. Advanced fertilizer is good because it does make a lot of MV units, which is just mainly for the fertilizers. What we can do as well is just get a bunch more fertilizer as well from here. And we are going to need some stone as well for quicklime powder, because quicklime powder does need to go into here as well. But we also need quicklime powder for these vitality potions. So what I think we're going to do for right now is we are going to split this up into two, put this into here, put this into here. Yes, we do have some berries in here, which is good, but yeah. That is pretty much what we have just done for now. Because pretty much we are running out of everything. We're running out of flax and everything. What I want to get set up about like somewhere, probably about like right here, is just more of these nurseries, which require clay. And to get clay, we need 2 charcoal powder and 2 sand, or 4 sand to make clay, which is so much fun to do, because you do have charcoal powder here, we have charcoal powder there. I think for right now, what we can do is, I think I have charcoal powder somewhere. I do not. And if I remember correctly, charcoal powder is just, am I mistaken here? No, yeah, okay, I do have that correct. So we need to grind down some charcoal, and charcoal is just putting planks into there. So for right now, what we are going to do is just, again, save up a lot of money, maybe take out a loan, because we can't do loans right here, and loans are pretty bad because you do have to pay it back, obviously, but it's not a good place to be at if you need to be taking out loans. But right now, I think that's what we are gonna have to do, which is a bad thing. I think what we're gonna do, though, is do it this way, and then we're gonna throw some stone in. Let me just grab about 6 of them. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is just start doing some bulk stuff with the nurseries, but then that would mean that we do need some of the powder or some of the basic fertilizer, and the basic fertilizer requires plant ash and quicklime powder. So pretty much we need 2 separate things, or quicklime powder for 2 separate things. Well, we need stone for 2 separate things. So we need stone for sand, and we need stone for quicklime powder. 1 for smelting, 1 for grinding. It's a lot to do. I do have a lot of space right here, obviously, but I'm thinking about just turning that into just more planters. We can theoretically do that, just so that we have a backlog of seeds. But yeah, I will be right back once I do have this pretty much filled up with some things that we are gonna need, which is just gonna be red currant, like the berries, the sage, and the flax powder. Actually, I think we will get some money from this. Yes, we will get 120 silver. Cool. So let me just do exactly what we were doing anyways and just fill up on red currant and sage seeds. Alrighty, so now that we have more flax seeds, I pretty much filled up everything, pretty much everything, including the red currant seeds and stuff like that. Did do a lot more wood and everything. And we did set up a little potion stand right here for the transformation potions, because transformation potions cost 620 copper. And yeah, so I pretty much blocked up every single door besides the front door. And if we look in here, we have a lot of silver, a lot of copper, which is good. Because what we are going to need to do in order to do everything is that's 12 silver, that's 12 silver, that's 12 silver, or 12 silver. Everything is 12 silver in here. Every single thing. And we still have we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters to do, which is good. We do have more upgrade points. I think what we're going to do here is a little bit more customers, just so that we can make a lot more money. And yeah, I think that's where I am going to end this episode. I am going to add a little bit more stuff here. What I think I am going to do is do an actual splitter. I'm gonna filter out silver coins. I need to see where this is gonna go. But yeah. Once you figure out what we're gonna do, so this one's gonna be copper, this one's going to be silver, so we'll make it like that. Because why not? And we are gonna want to expand this as well. You know, never such thing as too much money. Which is a good problem to have. Very good problem to have. Having too much funds in the game. But yeah, chat, I think this is where I'm going to end it. I hope you guys did enjoy, and sorry that the episode took so long to come out, and I'm sorry that this one was so short. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know if I should continue. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.